Welcome to Cover Your Assets. I'm Kelly Guest. I'm here along with the entire Cover Your Assets crew. We've got Craig Nestor, we've got Jason Walgrave, and Todd Rooker. You are looking at financial tactics for the 21st century. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
855-835-8500 is the number to reach us at any point with your questions, your situations, and scenarios. 855-835-8500. So, guys, go around the table. Tell everybody what we do here, because we're a unique team.
Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome Jason back from vacation. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had a Walgrave.
Yes, we were Walgraveless last week.
Welcome back, Jason.
Thank you. Great to be back.
So what do we do, Jason? When you're not working with investors, you short sell properties, and you have quite the success record.
We do. We have a system in place to, you hear a lot about short sales and not working. The national statistics are somewhere around 35%. We've teamed up with a couple different law firms over the last several years, and we've put together a real system that works. Our success rate is right around 90%, and it's about, not just getting the house sold and moving on from there, but what's the plan afterwards? We want to help people get into a position where they're able to purchase again in a few years. And right now, where are you going to go after the home is sold on a short sale? We have management companies that we're lined up with. We can help with rentals. We have, I think, all the different services in place. Todd comes into the picture with, let's once we've gone through the process, we need to get back on our feet, and how do we get there?
Exactly. And this is how you all fit together. I mean, we talk about our tagline, the prosperity triangle, but there's really a triangle of very interesting services. And folks could really start with any one of you. Craig, they might find their way to you first, for example.
Yeah, and a lot of times, just to talk about, the short sales for a moment, it's more important that you have a good realtor at this point than you could ever imagine. The benefit of a short sale is, one, obviously there is credit implications, and Todd will speak to that, hopefully a little bit later today. But it's the ability to negotiate your deficiencies. It's the ability to negotiate your exit from the property. That's really one of the strengths that Jason's team brings. So, Kelly, when I'm working with someone, they will either want to stay in that home, they'll want to fight to stay, or it's time really for them to downsize. And if someone's going to make the hard choice to downsize, that we want to make sure they get the most benefits possible in that scenario. And one of the benefits is really being able to break free from the property. And if all your realtor can do is lower the price and put a sign in the yard, you really have the wrong person. Mm-hmm. And so, that's why I know how I was able to meet Jason, just by helping people get out of a spot, out of a jam, and then go on powerfully with their life.
What I think is really interesting too, and we're going to get with Todd Rooker here in a second and talk about exactly where he falls into this, but I think it's funny. A person could be sitting in their home right now, driving in their car and saying, gosh, I wonder if I should consider a short sale. Mm-hmm. I wonder if I should consider X, Y, and Z. And they could start with any one of the three of you. And the truth is, you're going to send them to the person that you think is the most appropriate for that.
Yeah, what I think is important to understand is the team that we've put together, one of the main reasons for this radio show is to be able to have the answer to your questions and give you all of your options, and whether that's loan modification, whether that's short sale, or maybe it's time to take advantage of the market and become a first-time investor. We're that resource, and whether Todd's going to help you, or Craig's going to help you, or Derek or I are going to help you, I think that if we don't have the answer to your questions, we certainly have access to it, and we'll find it for you.
So Todd, unbiased advice and a real interesting, really almost the center of the wheel to this whole Cover Your Assets concept and crew. Talk a little bit about your business and what you do.
Well, a person comes to me generally to explore their options and try to make a decision as to which direction that they're going to go. My job is to, in a very unbiased manner, give them the options, the implications related to those different options, and allow them to make a decision on their own now with the additional information, so that they can feel confident making that decision, and then to help them rebuild their lives. Some of the things that you talked about a moment ago are poignant, but I'll tell you the one that I think is most important, which is simply knowing that you're in a position of strength when it's over, and you're solvent in so much as you can now pay your bills, put a little bit of money away to build stability in your life. And if you've done that through the process that we've just described previously, then you've actually fixed the problem and you can move on with your life. So those are the things that I attempt to help a person do. Make a decision, pursue the path, minimize the damage throughout that path in terms of credit, in terms of money and deficiency debt, and then to help you rebuild on the other side and begin to position you to think about how you can qualify for financing in the future. Even though you may tell me you never want to own a home again, it's ironic when it's over, the first thing you'll want to know is how do you rebuild your life, which often means how long till I can qualify for a car loan, how long until I can buy another house, and you'll think about that when it's over. You should be thinking about that before, and that's part of my job to help a person do that.
So we talk about this. We call this the fall and rise again of the American homeowner. Let's help them get through this economy. If you've bought a house in the last 10 years, you're affected by this economy whether you want to be or not. Mm-hmm. And for some people, they are in the middle of a crisis, and we have to navigate them through that. So it's tough when you're in that survival type mode to really understand how foreclosure defense can stall things for a little bit. And should we modify this house, or should we short sale this house? Should we use bankruptcy? And Todd's gifting in that, is remarkable. But it comes back to what Jason says. What really helps us is, what is your plan? That helps us so much with this decision now. If the plan's to go to Scottsdale and retire with the grandkids, this might be the time to expedite that process. But if your family's here and you're not going, and you're going, look, just let me short sale this property and bail from this problem, where are you going to go? And that takes real cost too. So there is real costs to every scenario, and we just can't keep refinancing our incomes to make up for $5,000 and $10,000 mistakes.
It's so much more than just a short sale or just a loan modification. It's about being very strategic and sitting down and finding out what are your goals? What's the plan, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, and allowing us to bring in all the resources and all of the experience and knowledge that we have and help you go down the best path for you and your family.
Yeah, and that's the great part about the Cover Your Assets show and the team. It's about, all of this stuff happened, and we all, if it hasn't happened to us specifically, we certainly are close to someone who it has. And these are ways out. These are solutions. So today's topic, guys, biblical proportions. These are snapshots today from the Financial Crisis Bible, which I would really encourage anyone to go to coveryourassets21.com. That's coveryourassets21.com, and download your free copy. And this is Todd Rooker's book, and I went through it. Todd, that is a great piece of work that you did.
It's outstanding. Yeah, you really can go through Todd's material and have a clear sense of what's real for you in today's market. And there's lots of general information out there. The website's full of stuff. The websites are full of information, but this really comes from someone who's negotiating for people's homes today. Not someone that's read about something, not somebody with a blog that wants to talk about current events. Look, if you're getting advice from someone who hasn't had 100 short sales or hasn't helped 100 families save their home, you're not really talking to the right people.
See, that's the key. You need the proper representation, and you need to make sure that you align yourself with people who are not only experts in their field, but who are not going to recommend a certain course of action because there is something in it for them.
Right. They need to have your best interest in mind, and I think that that's what we offer, and that's what we provide. Is we want what's best for our clients and customers, and that's why we've surrounded ourselves with all of this knowledge and expertise, and we're offering it to you.
Absolutely. Every week, in fact, we do this, and you get access to the unbiased advice. You can also check us out, like I said, online. Coveryourassets21.com is the web address to download the Financial Crisis Bible. That is a free copy. And guys, if they call us all week long at 855-835-8500, that's 855-835-8500, what might they be able to learn?
Well, they're going to be able to learn essentially whatever question they have. I always like to tell people, regardless of which direction you go, we can probably handle it. I know that when you involve the entire team and you look at the amount of experience we've got, it frankly doesn't matter which direction it goes. We've probably done it hundreds and hundreds of times, and that's really not an exaggeration. So if a person wants to know how to get a loan modification, if they want to know what's involved in a short sale, if they want to know where things go wrong, why they don't work, why they do work, if they're interested in bankruptcy, if they're interested in how to rebuild their financial lives after they're finished, how to minimize the damage, doesn't matter. We can answer it. That's what we do.
Absolutely. This is Cover Your Assets. Coming up, Biblical Proportions. We'll give you snapshots from the Financial Crisis Bible.
AM